Hey y'all, Mark again, Overlook Valley Homestead. This will be video number 7 in our series about cattle and owning cattle. And so you want to own a cow? So here we go. This one will be a little bit harder to talk about, but this is one of the things that is part of owning cattle. It comes with the territory. It's like anything, you're going to lose cattle. You're going to have cattle die for multiple reasons. You may have a predator get your cattle. You may have a cow get sick and die. You may have a cow. I had one here on the farm that laid down upside down on the hill, and I missed it. It happened after feeding time, and I checked the cow in the evening, and by the time I got there, it had laid there too long. And what happens to a cow when it lays on one side too long is it gets paralyzed or paralysis in one side, and it loses the mobility of one or two of its limbs or something. And when that happens, there's not very much you can do to get it back. If you get a vet there quick enough, they can give it some calcium and glucose and stuff, and sometimes it helps. Sometimes they'll be able to get up. But if they get laying down where they can't get up, like with their back downhill and their feet uphill, they can't get up. The only way to fix that is roll them over, and then maybe they can get up. And if you catch it quick enough, it's not a problem. We had one that got down out here next to the hay ring a couple months ago, right before I got in one morning, and Sarah was out here moving it and trying to keep it moved until I got here, and I was able to get out there and turn it over and get her up, and she did great. She went on to have her calf, and she's doing great right now. We still have her. We've had her since she was a calf herself. It's just one of those unfortunate things that happens sometimes. They like that day, I felt that she slipped in the mud around the hay ring, and it was a lot of rain around here at the time, and you just couldn't get it dried up around here. And but we were fortunate to get her back up and get her back on her feet, and everything's doing good now. So we're going to talk about the loss of life and the loss of money, and how you dispose of cattle, of their remains, if you have one that happens to die on you or something like that. There's lots of things that can cause you to lose a cow or a calf or whatever. And there's so many. I hate to even go into any of them, but here's what you got to think about. If you lose a cow, how much money did you pay for that cow? How much money in feed and hay and vet bills and your time did you spend on that cow? That kind of gets you an idea of what kind of money you lost. Normally, you're always going to be on the downside no matter what. If you have a cow that has a calf and the cow dies shortly after, and the calf makes it, and you're able to raise the calf, and you raise that calf to 500, 600, 700 pounds. If you do that, at that point, you will probably be close to breaking even on that whole cow deal. You will probably get the money back that it cost you to buy that cow and feed that cow, according to how long you had it. But so you can write that off as okay, I had a cow and I didn't make a dime on it. It happens like that sometimes. That's part of it. Even though you sold the calf and the calf brought you good money, all that did was put the money that you spent on the mom cow back in your pocket. So I guess you could call that a win. But had it went the other way, you still have the mama cow plus you'd made the money. So that's when you make a little money on cows. Less the feed cost. So that's very hard on a farm to lose cows. We've lost several cows here over the 4 or 5 years that we've had cows. more calves than anything. I think we've lost maybe one, two. I think we've lost 3 full-grown cows since we've been here. So that happens, you know. Fortunately, all 3 of those cows that we lost were right after calving, and all 3 calves made it, so we broke even on them. Now, some of the calves that we lost, we probably lost maybe 7 or 8 calves, and that's just a loss. You know, I guess if you file along or whatever, you write that off on your taxes or whatever. You know, it's bad mentally on you when you lose a cow, because you mentally thinking, what did I do wrong? What could I have done more that might have saved this cow? Sometimes there is something else you could have done. I mean, that's just a fact. Sometimes it's that way. You could have done more. Sometimes it don't matter what you've done. That cow's gonna die anyways. And that's just like our last cow that we lost, which was our Jersey milk cow that we used to milk. We did everything we could do. I took her to the veterinarian 6 times. And you can count 6 vet trips as at least $600. At least $100 a trip every time you go. I did everything I could do. She was just wore out. Even the veterinarian told me that. She was just wore out. So I knew that, but for peace of mind for Sarah, I did what I could. I did everything I could do, no matter what it cost me, for her peace of mind and mine as well. When it came down to it and it was time for her to pass along, we felt confident that we have done everything in our power to help that cow as much as we could. That was unfortunate, but it happens, and that is a reality that you have to face when you have cows. You're gonna lose some, and that's just part of it. That's the way of the world. I mean, you know, it's not just cows; it's in all animals and people and everything else. You know, so you need to prepare yourself mentally for that when you have cows. And if you lose your first cow, don't feel like. I mean, think about it. Sit down and think, what did you do? And it may have been something you've done because you didn't know. And it may have been nothing you could do at all. That's just, you know, that's just the way it goes. And you definitely want to be doing all you can. You want to be asking all the questions you can to all the people that you can who know anything about cows. Nobody knows everything about cows. Even the vets don't know everything about cows. They know a lot, and I mean, they're really good. And there's a lot of people that know a lot is really good. But there are things that happen that nobody has control of. And that's life. So prepare yourself, prepare your family mentally to know, hey, if we're gonna have cows, we're gonna lose some cows along the way. That's gonna be part of it. But there are all these great things that we're gonna get to enjoy and be a part of in owning cattle. We're gonna get to see the birth of new cows. That's great. That's a great experience, you know. We're gonna get to see cows grow on our farm, and we're gonna get to see their different attitudes that they have and their different characteristics, and you know, we're gonna learn and learn more and more every time we mess with a cow. Same as anything you do, I guess. The more you do it, the more you learn. So that's my opinion on that matter. Now, if you lose a cow, there are several ways to dispose of that properly, according to the laws in your state, and you'll need to check those on how to dispose of your cattle. Some states, the farmers are allowed to bury their own cattle on their land, and that's no problem as long as it's done properly. Some states, you're not. Some states you have to have a they call it a dead wagon around here. It's nothing more than a big old truck with a crane, grabber on it. They picks the cow up, puts it in the back end of the truck, and they haul them off for wherever they go. I know to dispose of a cow that way, you have to put plastic down on the ground, put the carcass on top of it, sprinkle lime on top of the carcass, put more plastic on top of it, and put it next to the road for the dead wagon to come get. Now, that's how they do it around here. They may do it different where you live. And I can't tell you about where you live. I just can tell you about where I live. But that is something that's got to be done. They got to be disposed of properly, and that's on you. You're their owner until they're not there anymore, regardless. Dead or alive, you're their owner. So think about that. Think about the effect that that's going to have on your family. Make sure that they understand that that's part of it, and that's just the circle of life, I guess. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end this one right here. I got a few more videos to do on it, so we're going to try to get as many in today as I can, and Sarah will put them out as she sees fit on our channel. Thank y'all for watching them, and leave your comments and suggestions at the bottom down there, and I'll get back with you. And y'all have a blessed day. God bless you.